Hi, my name is Hong Kai-Shing, and I'm representing for my task 3 of Application Design 2. So for this presentation, I'll be splitting up into a few sections. Starting off, we'll be presenting the first row, which is the launching pages. Second row will be the ticketing pages, and the last row will be the miscellaneous pages. So now, before we start this presentation, so for my coding approach is that I have only used one HTML file with different CSS files to code my application. So now we'll move on to the first stage, which is this launching pages. So now, this is my interface, and as well as the HTML coding, CSS coding, as well as JavaScript will be integrated in the HTML file. So firstly, this one is the launch page, which features the sign up button as well as the login button in order so that the users to choose between signing up and logging in. So this page also features responsive buttons, which when you click, the buttons will also be clicking to show feedback from the users that the button has been clicked. This was able to be achieved by using this active, so that when the users click on the button, you'll be able to move a bit of the position of the button to show that the button has been pressed. Now we're moving on to the next page. That will be the sign up page. So for this page, users are able to key in their names, their birthdates by clicking on this icon and select it, and also key in their phone numbers, their email address, and as well as their passwords. Also, this page also features buttons, which is also responsive as well. So one of the problems that I have faced on this page was that I was unable to make this icon to change the properties of it, but luckily Sir have recommended me a few solutions to load out SD of this WebKit beeper indicator. But then I have researched on it and found out that I can put a new icon behind the old icon, which means that there will be the new icon and as well as the old icon. So the old icon will be remaining as the current icon but with no opacity. So it creates an illusion where users thought that they are pressing on the new button, but actually they are still pressing on the old icon, which will be showing this calendar. Now, after the users have clicked on the sign up button, you'll be able to show the sign up overlay, which will be something like this. You'll be showing over on top of the sign up page, which will let the users know that they have signed up successfully. And this page was also having some opacities at the background of it, which is roughly around 97% actually, so that the page will not be too obvious, and users can also look at this feedback that was shown on the screen as well. Now, after the delay, users will be redirected to the login page, which will be something like this. This is the login page where the users can key in their emails and their password as well. So once the button was clicked, there will be an overlay, which will be similar as well with the sign up successful overlay, which will be able to tell the users that they have logged in successfully. So after this overlay, users will be redirected to the homepage after a few seconds of delay. So now we'll be moving on to the second phase, which are the ticketing pages. So now for the homepage, this will be the homepage where the users are able to look at the highlighted events as well as the upcoming events right here as well. So for this, I implemented this Swiper.js, which is in JavaScript online, which is this right here. This script was able to let me to swipe around the highlighted events to go to the left or to the right to overlay onto each other's as the cards. So this is a modification from the idea that was proposed previously. So I will need to integrate some of the elements from the swiper, which the div I need to be renaming it to something related to swiper in order for the JavaScript to work. Then this page also does feature responsive buttons. So when the buttons was clicked, the button will be responsive, and also so that the users know that they have actually clicked on the button as well. Then there will be this tabs panel where the users are able to access the home page as well as the My Tickets page. So if the users are interested in one of the events, they can click on this event and it will be directed to the event details page. So for this page, users will be able to get to know more of the event details, the descriptions of it. So one of the features for this page is that users are able to expand the descriptions for the event to show more or to show less of the event. And this was able to be realized by this JavaScript, which is able to allow the descriptions to be inline, to be 3 paragraphs, or to show the whole paragraphs of it. And it was able to work with the JavaScript and as well as the CSS. So the line clamp thus limits the paragraphs into 3 paragraphs, and after that, the show all is to remove the clamps, which show all the paragraphs, the whole paragraphs of it. And in this page, users are also able to access other events with the buttons right down below, which also have some responsive elements to it. And this will be a call to action button, the book now button, which also shows that the tickets will be starting from 20 and 60 cents. So when the users click on this button, they'll be able to be redirected to the ticket details page, where they will slowly know the price of the ticket. So for this page, the user will be able to know the events that they have clicked into it, and also to see the details of some of the variations of tickets available for them. So this is one of the unique pages that I have coded, and also to integrate the JavaScript to this page as well. And it's quite complicated, but I managed to slowly understand the JavaScript. So this section features a few of the components this page. So this whole page does feature a few components, which starting from this ticket amount, the ticket price, and the total ticket price right here. So all of these buttons are functional. You to click on this button to see how many tickets that you like, and as you can see, the numbers just multiply. And not just that, when the users click on the next button, the total price of the ticket price will be shown right here as well. It will be added up from this 3 total ticket price. So with this is very responsive and able to be more immersive instead of just stating that this is just a prototype. So initially, I would just like to propose this as something that is not functional, but after with some persistence, I was able to code it with some JavaScripts to, for example, JavaScript will be declaring the value of the number, which is starting from 0, and also there is also a function to allow the buttons to not go below 0 or not go above 9. So I can click on to get the 10 tickets. There's also this function to calculate the numbers of tickets and as well as the total price. So this one will be summarized to this ticket price multiplied by the ticket amount. So this will be the total price for this VIP one. And there's also this one of this line where all of the ticket price in red color will be summed up right here. So after confirming that they would like to pay for the ticket, they are interested in buying this amount of ticket, they can press this call to action button and now to redirect to the payment page. So for this page, users are able to click on these buttons to select either just one of the payment method, and this is quite tricky for me because I've turned this into a radio button. These are input buttons which only can select only one ticket, one paying method, which right here as you can see there is input radio right here. So all of these are radio buttons, so only one can be selected. And I also tried to not complicate myself, and I was quite puzzled on using JavaScript or CSS, but finally I've chosen to use the CSS, which this one will be something like if this button was clicked, then the background color will be changed to this pink color, something like that. So it will change the properties of the buttons according to the CSS instead of JavaScript. So if the users are interested in paying for the tickets, they can click on this payment button, which is responsive, and an overlay will be showing up. With that, you can see that the payment overlay has been shown up and show that the payment was successful. Users will be able to look at it and choose whether they would like to go to my ticket page or go back to the home page. So for now, we'll be moving on to the third page, which is the miscellaneous page, which if the users click on this my ticket button, which is also responsive as well. And after being redirected to this page, they are now in the My Tickets page, which at first the proposed idea was kind of bombastic, and with the clicking of the tickets, you'll be able to show the details of the tickets that the users have purchased. At first, I was also quite puzzled on whether to code this page or just leave it as a prototype or saying that this is just a concept, but eventually I have also tried my best to code this page, and I've transferred the idea of the radio button into this page as there will only be one ticket that will be pressed at a time. So the animations will be going like this. When the users click on this ticket, you'll be able to show the button as well. They can either choose to click this close button to retract the tickets, or they can press on another button, another ticket, to be able to retract other tickets and itself, and also to show the next ticket. So this is quite challenging for me, and one of the problems that I face for this is when I code for 4 of these tickets, I can't retract them back. So eventually I tried to put the 5th button into this cross button in order to make the animations revert back to its original position. So this page is quite interesting for me and also quite challenging for me, as it does also feature the CSS that was in the payment page as well. And although this is not the MVP for this application, but in my heart, this My Tickets page is sort of the MVP in my heart. So jokes aside, there's also this tabs panel which is able to allow users to access the home page, and as well as the menu icon which is able to show the side panel. So once the button was clicked, the side panel will be coming out from the left, and it will be able to show some of the pages for this application. But there will be only 2 buttons that will be able to redirect the users to certain pages, which are the home page and as well as the My Ticket page. But all of these buttons are responsive, where you can click on the buttons. Opacity will be lowered when the users click on this button to show as a feedback that they have clicked on this button. And when the users click on this outer rim, which has opacity lowered, so when the users click on this side panel will be retract back to the side of the page. And one thing to add on to this side panel is that this side panel will be able to access from the home page and as well as this My Ticket page. So before I end this presentation, I would like to a few things on what I have done for this touch screen. Is that I have enhanced the horizontal scrolling for this app, and as well as implementing the ticket counter, which is able to calculate the total price and the ticket amount and the total ticket price, right? And as well as to improvise the radio buttons into the payment page and as well as the My Ticket page. And there are also multiple call to action buttons that were in the app to notify the users to buy the ticket or to pay the ticket as well. And there's also this responsive event descriptions where the users are able to look more of the descriptions or to just glance through the short descriptions. And there are also side panels that is able to be responsive and pop-up overlays to notify the users that they have paid or logged in successfully. So what's next for the final task is that I'll be integrating the animations for the transition of pages, and as well as to input more responsive login input boxes. Then I'll also need to integrate the hide or show password icon into the login page. Finally, I also need to work on adding some of the JavaScript towards the payment page to show the exact price that was shown in the ticket details page. So the total price, for example, is $10 will be reflected in the payment page, $10 exactly the same. So I'll need to work on this as well. So finally, that wraps up for my presentation. I hope to finish my application design and able to make an interface that I could be proud of, and also to make it more immersive, responsive, and also let the whole app be functional and presentable. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for listening, and have a nice day.